basically, in 1997, Kabila, who is the father of the current president, also named Kabila, Laurent Kabila, with the aid of troops in Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi, drove out Mobutu. So now you have basically a new coup, a new president in power, with the aid of neighboring countries. Now, as soon as he got into power and started to establish sort of unity within the Congolese government in 1998, he drove out those foreign armies. And what happened was a retaliation. So now you have the retaliation of neighboring countries who were angry about being driven out of the country. In addition, you have the context of other conflicts in the area, such as the Rwanda genocide. The Rwanda genocide, which dates back to 1994, you have basically a long history of ethnic divisions that are, if not created, certainly enhanced by the colonial governments, and that has basically resulted in the exile of the Interahamwe. Remember the Interahamwe in the film was one of the groups mentioned. These were the groups that were responsible for the massacre of over 800,000 Tutsis in Rwanda in 1994. They've been exiled to Congo. Of course, Congo doesn't want them there either. So there's this is just one of the rebel groups that we're talking about, fighting not only the Congolese government, but the governments of Rwanda and Burundi. So now you're talking about a region, Congo, the eastern region of Congo, borders Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. So we're talking about the involvement of 5 different nations, each of which have their own rebel groups in the region. So it's very, very complicated. I probably made it more complicated with my historical references there. But you know, in addition to sort of understanding it in the context of the history of violence in the region, and the history of ethnic divisions which have been perpetuated by the colonial and post-colonial governments, I also just wanted to make one last point about the context of gender and violence. And we hear a lot about, you know, feminist projects, feminist outcries against certain practices in Africa. I'm not going to go into them, I'm not going to name them, but this is not about a cultural issue. This is not about a tradition in Africa. This is about a violent act that is an act of war. It's an act of war and an act of genocide, and not an act of tradition. So this is something. One distinction I want to be clear is that the rape of women is an act of war, and not to be confused with other issues that are related often in other discourses. So okay, I think I'll stop there.
Okay, thank you for staying this long. I believe the video is very powerful in portraying the plight of women, as well as the logic that the soldiers use in their reign. The Lehman College Political Club was founded for the exact purpose of helping to bring in groups that will shed light on these crises around the world. And I think that this has been a way for us to learn how we as Lehman College students can take action to address the more critical hotspots in the world. Congo is one of them. There's also one, as Barnick mentioned, in the Sudan. There are crises in Tibet. So this is just one of the many vulnerable spots that we can take action on in terms of addressing the economic realities, the cultural conditioning, and the political aspects. So I will turn it over to End Action again to address the ways that you can get involved. Thank you.
I think the ways that you can get involved is in a very easy way. Just give me your email address, and we'll be in touch the next few weeks as we are getting people together in New York City throughout the summer. I know it's the end of the school year, but we have other groups that are getting together. But I wanted to offer up some time for you to maybe ask some questions to Joseph, someone actually from the Congo, and share your reaction to the film a little bit before we wrap it up.
Again, thank you so much for staying throughout this movie, this film. I was born there and I grew up there. I've seen part of this conflict. I always remember 1994. I was still a student in Bukavu. I was a student at the Catholic University of Bukavu. When that was April 1994, when around 5 p.m. just decided to walk in the neighborhood, I saw just a massive people crossing the border, and I was a little bit astonished, pretty much receiving your whole country. Almost 2 million people crossed from Rwanda to the DRC, and that, I believe, was pretty much the beginning of all the trouble that the Congo is living today. And I always ask a question that maybe you can help me find an answer. What can be done to get the international community to really be involved and into solving this situation, instead of, it's like putting patches. What have been done so far is just like putting patches, and then when they break through, we come up with a different kind of solution. Up to this point, according to statistics, we have about 200,000 females, women and girls who have been raped. More than 5 million people have died from this conflict. So I'll be very happy to answer any question if you have any. And thank you very much, Professor Derek. You pretty much lay out the beginning, the grain of this, the background of this conflict. So thanks a lot.
So would you be interested in getting together later, or giving an email? Okay, well,
I'm the last speaker, so I would like to thank you all for coming here, and I hope none of you mind being put on YouTube, since this is going to go on the internet right away. This is also my very last event at Lehman College, because I will be moving to Boston in about a month. So I'm hoping that this video and this presentation helped you understand that being a student in college is more than just going to a class and getting a grade. It is about being part of a community that helps you understand the nature of the world around you, and then helps you take action through that community. And what I'm hoping will happen, even in my absence, is that the Lehman College Political Club will continue to work with Veronique Marshall and Action in order to galvanize students in the most potent way possible to work with the student clubs here and the professors, such as Professor Corrie Decker, and help sustain awareness of the issue and turn the awareness into action. And that's the model of the club, turning passion into action. Obviously, the issues in this video are very powerful, and they evoke a lot of passion on the part of people. The problem is people don't know what to do with their action. They don't know how to translate their passion, as powerful as it is, into concrete steps. And so I strongly encourage you to go to Veronique Marshall, email her, and brainstorm ways to turn your passion into action through her. Thank you very much.
30-second spots that you might